Now some words about the Fediverse, or a decentralized social network, what it is, and first of all, who am I? I'm a free software enthusiast from Berlin. I'm working as a system hacker at Free Software Foundation Europe, and for today, for this talk, I'm a Friendica developer. Friendica, I guess nobody of you heard of it. It's a free software social networking platform which is around since 2010, and we are part of the Fediverse. And so, what is the Fediverse? First of all, why do we need a Fediverse? For those who were not in the workshop, I will summarize a bit of it. Then I will present the idea of the Fediverse and just briefly dip into how that protocol works that we use to interconnect all the people in the internet and all the communities. And then I will try to give you a tiny hint of where you might want to start into the Fediverse and your journey into it. So first of all, what do we have for problems? Why do we need another social network? I mean, we have 2024. Social networking is here since 20 years. Why do we need another one? First of all of these centralized systems, all of them are walled gardens. You need an account and all of them to interact with their users, with people you find interesting there. And most of them, they are ad-driven, and they want to keep you in there to generate more of their huge amount of income. And most of that things that keep you busy on those networks is anger. So they make us more angrier and make us see the world more bad than it might be. And we want to change that. Then there is a small problem. What happens if a platform is sold and the new owner is kind of not cool? And where do you go with all your contacts, and how do you deal with it? Do you stay there just because all your friends are still there? So that is some of the motivation why we want to have the Fediverse. I speak with 2008, some old school floss activists started to build something up that is somehow like a microblogging platform that was popular back then. And then some other floss activists came about, and we tried to connect communities, to enable communities to run their own social networking platforms. Moderation lies in the hand of those communities. The communities define their own rules according to their local laws, and then users of any of those platforms can interact with anybody else. Because, I mean, we are human people, we are social beings, and we are not only part of one community. I'm not only part of the FSFE, I'm also a Friendica developer. I'm also part of pen and paper role-playing games, and so on and so on. And I have my study colleagues, and I have my school friends from back then. So Fediverse for me started 2008, and back then every project invented their own protocol to speak within the network, and some projects implemented more than one of these protocols, but most of the time a new player came and invented the wheel anew. And after like 10 years, 2016, the World Wide Web Consortium funded a group, the Social Web Community Group, and they worked for 2 years by the experience of the last 10 years of decentralized social networking to create a standard, an open standard for communication between servers and clients and servers, so that people can interact with each other. And from the very basic principle, you all know emails, I guess. We all have at least one email account, and we can communicate with almost every other email around in the world. And ActivityPub is basically the same. Every actor on the Fediverse, and most actors are people. Actors don't have to be people, but most are. They have an inbox where other actors are putting their postings that are directed to the people in, and then your software shows them up for you. And when I write a note, then it comes into my outbox, and my server sends it to all my contacts into their inboxes so that they see it. And the Fediverse, as of today, it's something of 14 million accounts worldwide. About half of them are active in use. And it's around 20,000 communities globally that run some servers. And you find all kinds of services on the Fediverse. There are microblogs, there are social media platforms like Friendica, there are video blogs, there are image story sites, there is something for podcasters. You can even switch on the Fediverse switch in your WordPress page for the local user group of something. If you do it in WordPress, just click the button and that page is in the Fediverse, and from then on, all your postings are shared in the Fediverse. Who is there already? It's mostly, I would say, IT people. It's mostly the crowd you will also find here at SFSCon. But there's also the public sector coming up. There is also TV stations, press publishers. There is academics in the Fediverse. The Auschwitz Memorial is part of the Fediverse. They are all there, and hopefully, maybe somebody of you will join. How does it look? Well, I mean, social networking is nothing new, so basically it looks like it should look. I don't know if you see it. That video on the right-hand side, it's published on FSFE, Peertube instance, and all the likes that are listed underneath the video are coming from different social media platforms in the Fediverse. All the comments underneath the video are coming from other platforms in the Fediverse, and it's just coming together. On the other hand, how does it look like, the Fediverse? And you see it here in a data science analysis of the structure of the Fediverse. And every dot is a server, and every line is a connection between users, and it's forming something like a dwarf galaxy for me. It's mostly donation-based services run by communities. Donation may mean money, may mean time. There are now also some commercial players coming around to the Fediverse. You can like it, you don't have to like it. If you don't like it and you really don't like it, you can block them. It's fine, it's your definition of how your Fediverse should look like. If you discover that the person running the service you're on, it's rather easy to just take your social graph, so all your contacts, go to another service and start anew from there, but actually not totally at ground zero, but you already have all the contacts from all over the Fediverse. We have in most of the platforms, we have a chronological timeline of the content posted by your contacts, which means there is no pushing of important topics. Who decides what's important? In the end, you yourself decide what is important to you. The moderation tools for the content is not only in the hand of some faceless moderators, it's in your hand. You can really easily decide, oh, I don't like that server. Just one mouse click away, and you don't see any content from that server anymore. And another mouse click away, you see it again. That's not a problem. It's also easy for service administrators to block content. Like, I mean, if the community decides we don't want to see any soccer content, moderators can just define a filter globally for that community. We don't want soccer, that's fine. And it's all in free software, almost all, but for me, all the relevant parts is free software. And it's based on open standards. So even if everything goes havoc, there is a chance to, start from scratch, get back to the roots and come up with a new layer of social network. But I think at the moment, we will not see that so far. It's really a nice community at the moment, especially for tech people. Also, non-techie people are starting to join because some advertisement from persons. But yes, it's nice. So, how to enter if you haven't a Fediverse account yet? I've here some examples for Italian-based servers that you can use. It's not the largest ones because I believe that we should have more smaller nodes distributed more so that we don't have accumulation of power on small nodes, because then we end up in the same situation that we have to entity-fy something. So community nodes like from the Bolzano Linux user group, where you can use their Mastodon server, or also some other sites. I have searched for some directory pages for servers because the first step is the hardest, to find a node where to be part of the community. And those directory servers, they often give you the possibility to say, okay, I'm into gardening, and I'm someone from Spain, so please give me some nodes for that topic from Spain, and then you can create your account there. Other tips. First, you don't have to delete your old social network accounts the moment you enter the Fediverse. It's just another app on your phone that you can use. Best is find a nice community you want to be part of, that is interesting for you. Take some friends with you, because yes, you will find nice people on the Fediverse, but it's kind of work to find them. If you have your friends with you, you already have a crowd there. Then best, do an introduction posting, tag it with new here, because people who are already a long time on the Fediverse, when you contact them and there is no information about you, why should they start interacting with you? So it's the best way to just say, hi, I'm into gardening, I'm into, I don't know, trains, and I'm from Austria, and I'm great. Go to local meetups, meet in person, just to talk about your problems, your experience, and try to discuss it. Obviously, I mean, follow the Free Software Foundation Europe. We are in the Fediverse as well. And once you have done that, please, if you like the Free Software Foundation Europe, if you like our work, if you like our work like on the FediGov campaign to promote the Fediverse, and if you like that we may extend that work, please scan that QR code, go to myfsfe.org/donate and become a supporter for Free Software Foundation Europe. Thank you. So we have 3 minutes. Questions? Do we have a microphone?
Who has a microphone? It's coming.
Thank you, great. Do you only exchange messages or also is the file storage also included in this system, or is this only for text? And
you can send around images, you can send around video files, you can send text. You can send around your specs for 3D printing. We have a platform on the Fediverse to do just that. So it's basically whatever you think about you want to share in a social network, you can do. Not on every platform with the same level of support, but you can do that, yeah.
I might be a little bit marginal user group, but I'm one of those people who had their own blogs from like 25 years ago, and my kind of approach to Fediverse was to look into implementing ActivityPub in my own blog software, and that actually turned out to be pretty hard. Like the information, or maybe I just didn't find to the right place, but the information was pretty dispersed over different kinds of documents. So that's kind of my point, is just to try to flag this, that hey, I know that you're in a hurry to get users, but there's also this group of people who need to implement ActivityPub, and last time I looked into it, it wasn't really very easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think nowadays the tools for implementing it in your own service are becoming better, and we are getting frameworks that you can use. We are also getting tools to compare postings from the different platforms so that developers can look into, and why was it working half a year ago and now stopped working, and you see difference in the structure of the postings. We are getting there.